I'm here with comics creator Jim Ousley, and you've got a new Kickstarter out this week when as we're recording. Tell me about it.
Yeah, the Kickstarter is for my next series called The Agony of Stars. It's a horror series, and I'm working with Eddie and Dara Pigney. I'm probably I've known him for a while now, but I still can't pronounce his last name correctly. He's a French Canadian with a very challenging last name. so, um, but he's fantastic. He was the creator of a really cool series called Dead Kingdom that Red 5 publishes. They've got Dead Kingdom 3 coming out next year. And I'm working with a colorist by the name of Paul Little, who's super talented. And yeah, just great guys to work with. And yeah, Agony of Stars is it's really interesting because it's a slasher, but it's also a police procedural and kind of a meditation on love and regret. And I know those sound like things that shouldn't go well together.
Oh no,
And
I watched True Detective. I'm sure it can. So
but I struggled for a while because when you do a series, I'm sure you know this too. It's such a huge undertaking that I wanted something. I had a million different ideas for another series after the Atonement Bell, but I wanted to do something that was that I could really kind of stick my teeth into and be excited about and really want to spend time on. And I finally landed on this, and I kind of wanted to challenge myself by mixing those different elements, the slasher, police procedural, and a meditation on aging and love and all that kind of stuff. And finally came up with a story that was really, really exciting. And I've really had fun working on it, man. It's been so much fun.
well, most of your work, because you've got it down there, Red 5 and Storm King. You started working with Storm King comics.
Mhm.
It's been horror. And so here we go into the police procedural. I know this is still a blend, but what kind of extra research did you have to do, or picking up all your Ed McBain novels, or something? Um, because it's a little bit off the beaten path from what you usually do.
Yeah. So I actually, my dad was a police officer in St. Louis. He was a sergeant downtown in the city, Fourth District, and so I grew up with police officers and detectives, and they were around quite a bit. So I really knew a lot about that world. What the Agony of Stars is about is there was a unit of policemen in the late '70s who were kind of a stamp down on crime special unit kind of a thing. I actually based it on a real um, team of police officers that I think was in, I want to say, Detroit. My story takes place in Memphis and a small town outside Memphis. Anyway, the members of this police unit, they're retired now in present day, and they're being killed one by one. And clearly, there's a serial killer on the loose, but no one has seen this serial killer. No one has any idea who it is, and they eventually find that it's somehow connected to a woman suffering from dementia. And even with that description, if once you read the story, what you think it's about is probably not about that. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I was really excited about the series. And yeah, like I was saying before, I grew up around police officers, and my father was a police officer. He was a sergeant, like I said, downtown. And part of what inspired it was my mom passed away in 2023 from dementia. She actually had dementia and she had Parkinson's. And it was the first time that I kind of dealt with that on a personal level. I've had friends that had to deal with it and whose parents had struggled with that, but until it happens to someone you love and someone in your life directly, you don't really know what uh, what it's like, you know. And the strange thing that about it was when she had passed away, it was right when myself and Tyler B. Ruff were nominated uh, for the Atonement Bell at the Eisners. So I had this horrible thing happen to me that I'd always dreaded. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I was, you dread that thought of your parents passing away or a parent passing away.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was coupled with this enormously incredible thing that happened, and it was just a really strange time. And so it really made me think about growing up and my past and my parents and their lives, and it kind of filtered through my love of horror as a genre, and kind of came out with the Agony of Stars.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, artists. There we go. Processing pain. Let's talk about that the Eisner for a moment, because you obviously were nominated. It was a great graphic novel. I think I have a review of it on Pen by Planet.
Yeah, thank you.
And so, did you find that getting an Eisner nomination has made it easier to pitch to publishers? I mean, I know your Red 5 is your home, but you recently had branched out to Storm King.
Mhm. It did. It did. It actually opened up a lot of really cool opportunities, which I'm really grateful for. I love working in comics. Writing comics is my favorite medium uh, to work in, and it did get me some really cool opportunities. I mean, a lot of which I can't really talk about here,
Oh,
because it's
I
kind of
get
like
it.
ongoing right now. No, 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 no.
No,
A
I
couple
get
of
it.
them.
I get it. It's okay. I'll get it out of you off camera, but okay. Anyway, go
Well,
ahead.
yeah, I will tell you off camera for sure. Yeah, but a couple of them have been screenplay things, and certainly Storm King. Um, Getting to work with them was part of that. So yeah, I think you know it's one of those things still that I can't. When I first started writing comics, it, I thought there's no way I would ever be nominated for an Eisner. You know what I mean? It was so far away, and
Hmm.
I still like am so like really really grateful for it, and all the opportunities that have come from it. But it's also something that it's so unbelievable that I will never take it for granted. You know what I mean? Because I growing up a comic fan and now being able to write comics, I mean it's just a really magical thing for me. And yeah, the doors that have opened for me from it, I try to really handle with care, and it's made me more focused on kind of my own work and doing a really good job, the best job that I can with what I do. If that makes sense, I could
No,
be babbling.
no, it does. I mean, I think both of us have day jobs, right? That can be very demanding. And I don't know about your company, but mine does. It does say, well, you got to find the balance. And I've been pondering that a lot about how do
Yeah,
you know, serve both the thing that feeds your soul. Hey, sorry, day job. You don't feed my soul, and the thing that feeds my family. And so, well, you and I are both kind of that double threat. We're both actors and writers, and boy, that brings the cash in. So, again, finding that energy and that balance it makes, perfect sense. Now, last year, Red 5 hinted by putting out the Halloween Man omnibus or trade paperback. I'm not sure how they classify it. Called it Dread 5, and we talked at Comic Con, and you said like, is that might be the horror imprint of Red 5, because they don't just do horror; they do all kinds of books.
yeah.
So, is this book coming out as a Dread 5 book, and are there plans for that to be a subprint of Red 5?
Right now, it's hard to say. I'm not really sure if it's going to be a Red 5 book or Dread 5. Really, it's just a label under the same company, you know.
Right.
I think right now, like a lot of indie independent publishers, you know, the whole Diamond um, implosion that happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really, really, really rocked everyone's world in a not so great way. And so there's new distributors we're working with, and a lot of indie publishers are working with now. And so I think right now it's just about getting acclimated to that new world and that new track before anything else happens
Yeah.
in that regard. You know what I
and,
mean?
and that new world and that new track obviously includes Kickstarter. I
Oh
used to
yeah.
think that was weird, and I had retailer friends that were uh oh, Kickstarter. But now I think there's, if you are not DC or Marvel, maybe Image, if you want to make a splash as an indie creator, and then I don't even know how you get a splash made, except you come on shows like Fanboy Planet. So that's, hopefully that will help. So wishing, it is live now, and I'll make sure I have a link. So wishing you the best of luck with this, because it looks great, it sounds great, and I can vouch Jim's a great writer. So
Thank you.
let's back this book. All right. Thank you for taking the time tonight, and I
Yeah.
will see you at Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, man, I really like coming on your show. This is my second time, I think. When you do a Kickstarter, it's 100% commitment, and which I don't mind because I really believe in the story. I really think it's the best thing I've done so far. I'm so excited about it. I love my collaborators, and I hope people just go to Kickstarter and check out Agony of Stars. And yeah, thanks for giving me a platform once again to talk about
Happy
stuff.
happy to anytime.
Thank you, man.